Okay, it says consider a drug that is used to help prevent blood clots in certain patients. In clinical trials, among 6,219 patients treated with this drug, 157 developed the adverse reaction of nausea. Using a 0.1, not 0.01, this is like 0.10 significance level to test the claim that 3% of the users developed nausea, appeared to be problematic adverse reaction. Does it appear to be adverse reaction? Identify the null and the alternative hypothesis of this test. Well, what does it claim? We are testing the claim that 3% developed nausea. So that would be equal and not equal to. It doesn't say more than 3% or less than 3% or at least or at most. So we're using equal and not equal. Identify the test statistic for the hypothesis test. Okay, how am I going to identify the test statistic? I don't have it yet. I've got to go to StatCrunch. Okay, we go to Stat, and we're dealing with proportion stats. We've got one sample, and we're going to be dealing with summary data. All right, number of successes. Okay, 157 actually developed the adverse reaction out of how many? 6,219. This is a hypothesis test, and what is the proportion they're claiming? 3%. So we're going to change this to 0.03 and not equal, and we'll compute. All right, we identify the test statistic. The test statistic is a Z. So the Z-stat here, we want that to 2 decimal places. So when we round that to 2, it's going to go to negative 2.20. The 8 rounds the 9 up. So 1 more than 19 is 20. Negative 2.20. Okay, what was the p-value? Well, there's the p-value out there. It wants it 3 decimal places. So that's 0.002, and that would be an 8, the third place. Okay, identify the conclusion here. What are you going to do? Well, your significance level is 10%. Your p-value is 2%. The p is less than the significance level, so you're going to reject. So that's going to be either A or C. You're going to reject. Is there sufficient evidence to warrant the rejection, or there is not sufficient evidence? If you reject, there is sufficient evidence to reject that claim. So A should be the answer. When you reject, there is sufficient evidence. Does nausea appear to be problematic adverse reaction to this? Since the rate of nausea appears to be relatively low, it is not problematic. Okay.